Hey everyone, welcome back to Dear Younger Me. My name is Jamie and I am the channel host. Today we are going to talk about why it's important to love the journey and not just the destination. I used to be and I'm still learning, but I used to be it's like a type of person who would just discount all the little things. Like whenever I was working on a project, I would always wait until the last moment and I would just do the whole thing all at once because I didn't think that doing something every single day for just a little bit at a time mattered. I didn't think that it would make any progress. And I still don't really understand why. Like maybe in my mind, I think it's easier to just do it all at once versus like doing it every single day and showing up consistently. And maybe that was it. Like maybe it was just hard for me to show up consistently because it required a lot of like discipline. And I just thought it was easier to do it all at once. But I'm here to tell you that it is so much easier to do it one step at a time. And the reason being is I feel like sometimes when you work on a project, you need the step before for the step that you're going to take next, right? And it's like when you're building a house, like you first have to lay out the foundation, you have to make sure like the ground is level, and you have to like put like soil on top of it. Or actually I have no idea how they build houses, but in my mind I'm thinking like, okay, flat ground and then just like brick by brick, right? At least I guess how they did it in the olden days. But it's just like you can't put in windows until you've put out like the actual structure of the building, right? Like you can't have a doorway, you can't put in a kitchen unless you have like a designated space for the kitchen and you have like pillars and like wall studs in your like the wood structures that hold up your building. And it like never made sense to me before, but now I'm like, oh, like I can't get to the next step until I do the step before. And that's just been something that's been really hitting me. I also wanted to talk about like how, you know, when like, at least for me, right? Like before, when I used to just do everything all at once, I think a lot of it, I just dreaded it because it was at the very end, it just ended up to be so much work all at once. Or sometimes when I want to start on a project and I don't do it every single day, and like I just push it all until one day, it ends up being more work, right? And it's like, by then I don't even want to do the whole thing. And it makes me think about like working out. Right now, I'm trying to work out a little bit just every single day and get back into the rhythm of like lifting weights and just taking better care of my body. But, you know, like I can't just start by like deadlifting, I don't know, like 125 pounds, like all at once. Like I have to start one step at a time, and I have to start small. I also don't know if that's a lot to deadlift. I have no idea. I just threw out a number, but I hope you understand the analogy. And I just feel like it's also really important to take it one step at a time because that's how you build lasting change, right? Like I think of making like a thin layered matcha cake. And so like with those cakes, you have to literally build every single layer bit by bit. And if you just kind of like sloppily do one layer and then do the next layer like okay, and then the next layer like good, like it's not going to fit together because they all need to be a really good consistency, and you need to do each step well so that at the very end when you look at the whole cake, it actually looks like the pieces are all identical and they can actually fit on top of each other. And then my next point was that, I feel like it's also kind of like building a puzzle. like, let's say you're doing like 1,000-piece puzzle, right? Like, I feel like it's more satisfying when you're like, oh, like this piece fits with this piece, and you connect them all together. And yes, I can definitely tell you it's so time consuming, and I get like so impatient when I'm like, I can't find the right piece, and I just want to make all the pieces fit together, and I just want the puzzle to magically appear and actually just look like a puzzle. But that doesn't happen. Like, you have to go and like find the pieces. And honestly, it kind of makes it a lot more satisfying at the very end, right? Like, I know some puzzles, like you get it out of the box and there are already pieces that are like stuck together, and that's awesome. It's kind of like a freebie. But sometimes I just feel like when I do accomplish something and like finish the puzzle all by myself without any pieces given to me, it's like, wow, like I did all of that, and it just makes me like proud of myself. And I feel like it should give you a sense of pride that you're like, oh, like I did something. And then I feel like something that I'm recently just learning about is like, it's really not about the destination as much it is about the journey, just because like as you go throughout your journey for whatever you're doing, like for me right now, I'm like doing this YouTube channel, or like if you're an artist or you're like studying in school, whatever it is, like, yes, at the end of the day, like, yes, I want to have more subscribers, and yes, you want to paint a masterpiece, and yes, you want to get a degree for all of your hard work, but it's really all the steps that you take and how you react on your journey to all the ups and all the downs, like all the failures and all the accomplishments, right? Because it's like when you fail at something during that process, you learn either how to get back up, or you learn like what not to do, or you stay stuck. And it reveals a lot about your character and how you handle hard situations. And so I feel like that's really what the journey is about. Like, it reveals to you your character, like really what you're made of, and just how resilient you are and how resilient you can be, right? And so I'm just starting to understand more and more what people mean when they say that. Like, it's all about the journey and not the destination. Because I think in the past, I've just been like, like this journey, like sucks or something. Like for hiking, right? I am not a fan of hiking. I don't really enjoy it. Like, I like the view at the very top, but just walking up endless turns in the forest and seeing the same thing over and over again, I'm like, man, this is boring. But you know, I think what I'm starting to realize is it's not necessarily about, okay, seeing the same thing over and over again, but it's just like, well, yes, it's the same scenery, but like, can you push yourself? Can you keep going? Can you enjoy that your body is having a good workout and you're pushing yourself to the limit? And can you enjoy the fact that you did it? You were able to climb that mountain and get to the very top. Yeah, I'm trying to think of if I have any like more personal testimonies. I mean, I guess, you know, for this YouTube channel, right, I'm making videos, like 100 videos for the next 100 days, and I'm learning what's working and what's not working, what my viewers like the types of videos that they relate to. And I don't know what it's gonna look like at the very end. I am believing and hoping that, you know, like I'm going to get my message across, and it's going to impact people who really need it, and it's gonna help them. And I really do hope that it helps you guys, or gives you, you know, at least some insight and like negative wisdom. But it's like at the end of the day, I don't know. I still have to put out videos, and I just have to trust that like what I think has helped me will also help you guys. And so it's like at the end of the day, like every single day when I come and make videos, like how do I react to not wanting to make a video? Or how do I react to, oh man, I made a mistake, and like what is my audience gonna think of me? And how do I react to, like, this video isn't getting as many views as I wanted to? Like, am I going to be bummed out? Am I going to be disappointed? And then, like, what am I going to do with that disappointment? Am I just going to keep going and still make videos because that's what I feel like God wants me to do for the next 100 days? Or am I just going to give up because I feel like it's too hard? And so I think this journey, it just really teaches you about all the skill sets that you need to be successful and to, like, challenge yourself and to push yourself in life. And then all the and it also teaches you just all the skill sets and things you need for the next challenge, right? Like, every single journey always has a beginning and an end, but at the end of that journey is the start of a new journey. So it's like, what are you taking from this journey, from this season? What have you learned that's going to help you in your next season? And I'm really excited to find out what I learned throughout this process so that I can take it on to the next season, whatever that may be. And you know what? You don't even have to know. I think sometimes when you start out on a journey, like, you don't have to know what the destination looks like, because the destination might change, or it might be better than you thought, or it might be, you know, worse than you had imagined. And I just feel like it's always better to just take it one step at a time, because then you can really, like, enjoy where you're at and don't focus so much on the outcome, but focus on what is being, like, built up inside of you. Like, what are you learning? Like, who are you? Like, what is your identity as you go through these challenges, these ups and downs? And it's okay not to know. It's okay not to know the future. We're not supposed to know the future. Like, we're not God. We can't possibly know everything in the whole universe. And so, yeah, that's just kind of my revelation for this season, and I'm excited to share that with you guys. And I hope that you really just take everything that you're going through one day at a time. Don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself, and just focus on what you need to do today. What you need to do today, like what your tasks are and what gives you life and what gives you joy and, like, what you're called to do. So yeah, I hope this video speaks to you guys, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye. Love you.